This is the custom DIY, do-it-yourself secret super ice bath video with Mufu Dad. If you guys don't know, this man is the master craftsman of custom ice baths. I have one, he made one for me. Done a lot of videos on his channel with him, and he has one even better than the one I have and have been using. This is an upgraded Mufu Dad version of an ice bath. You can build this yourself. It's I think it's a feeding trough from like a hardware store with a crap ton of insulation and layers. Can we peel back this 7-layer bean dip here?
Yes, to protect it from the sun.
I got this Jujimufu short shorts to sell to you. If you want to wear ice bath shorts, these are the ones you need, right? They're ice bath approved?
Yes.
Yeah, they're right.
You're wearing them right now.
But you can get custom covers made from websites for anything. You just give them dimensions of what you want to cover.
But I did it for this one because this is mainly in the sun, and so this is ice bath. It has to be cool versus the hot tub over here. We don't care if it's hot, you know, it's black.
So
this is white.
You got a white cover for the cold tub and a black cover for the hot tub.
Yeah.
This is our second layer.
Sam's like, okay, moving on.
Second layer.
All right, so you got a reflective thing.
What is it?
What is
It's
that?
reflective. When you open this thing up, it's hard to do it like this. You don't open up a can of paint like this. Watch. You start with the corner.
How damn good of a seal does this have?
So you start with the corner. Never try both of them.
Oh, he's got like a vacuum seal on that.
So this
He's got
is-
it so good.
This is like a wooden flat
It's
with
wooden.
what's that around the side?
Yeah, that's just pipe foam.
This is the lid. We haven't even gotten to the water yet. You got to talk about the containers actually surrounded, and he actually did a video explaining this on his Instagram. That video is right here.
Here, I got it all framed up. Move it around, midges. And I got to put insulation around here and put the sides on. This right here, John, is basically I had like some reflectance layer left over. I said, you know what? I'm going to triple layer it again. So I normally just stick this right here.
This is why we're doing this video, guys, is because I saw this for the first time in person yesterday, and the time it took him to just open the damn ice bath was like, okay, we got to film this.
So it looks like you have some more.
This is different pipe
crazy.
insulation.
Foam, okay.
Oh yeah, but I got that around there to keep it from getting out.
So this is the second door, the second chamber.
This is closed cell foam. This one is, and it's
There we go.
so we lift it out.
Now, that looks like a raft. Like you can go down in the Pacific Ocean on
Yeah,
that bad boy. You can surf on that, dude.
So we're actually touching water now, and let's see what we got in here.
This man takes jugs of water, and he's got a little freezer in the garage just right around the corner
So
over
just
there.
jugs of water that he drank and fills them up with
drink
hose water.
Well, no, I switch them out every day when I use it. Especially in the summertime, I do use it every day. And hot and humid Alabama.
You didn't explain they're frozen.
These are frozen.
They're frozen. He throws them in there. When he uses the ice bath, he exchanges it for new frozen ones. So
Yeah.
they're like ice packs. He's using them to keep it cool. He switches them out. So he's got like 12 jugs in the freezer in there. He'll put 6 in here. The next day he'll swap out those 6 for the other 6.
Yeah.
It's just
So instead of recycling the jugs, you just fill them up and use
Yeah,
them for
correct that he doesn't have to buy ice.
Right,
Because he's just basically making his own ice in gallon jugs.
31, 31, 33.6. I like it below 32. 28 to 32. So,
That's cold.
Yeah. I mean, when I did the challenge, and it was his challenge. I do challenges, but so July's challenge was John
Of
told
last year.
Of last year.
Yeah.
He told me I had to stay in a hot tub, ice bath, 60 minutes. Okay, but 60 minutes over the whole month of July. So that means, he said, Dad, it's easy. Just stay in there 2 minutes, maybe twice a day, and it'll be over with before you know it. Whew. First part of the challenge was building this one. Now, I've already built one. You and I built the first one at your place.
Yeah.
And then this is the second one. This is very well insulated.
He's an ultra stamina athlete, and he does a lot of work around the yard. So he's like, everything he does is kind of productive. He's like an ant-man. That's what we call him in our family. He just walks around, eats sugar, and does work all day long. So it's
Yeah.
interesting to hear about the benefits of consistent ice bath use for someone that's doing what you do. With the challenge that I gave him was 60 minutes for the entire month. He could have done 60 minutes in a day. No one wants to do that, 60 minutes.
I couldn't do it.
And so to build yourself up, it's like gamifying the ice bath. So it's like, hey, you got this goal to reach. You can, put more minutes in here this day. Can't take an ice bath here this day. Catch up with the next day. So it's fun, right?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it.
What I did is initially, John said 2 minutes, Dad, 2 minutes. I got in here, I couldn't last, I last 30 seconds. And it was like 1,000 needles just piercing me. And Mufu Mom, she stood beside me and helped me get out. And I would jump in the pool. We didn't have the hot tub. And then I'd get in there for another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So I had to get in there 4 times a day to get my 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was
You couldn't last
horrible.
longer than 30 seconds.
I couldn't. It couldn't. And then after 6 or 7 sessions, it just went up to 50 seconds. And then it went a minute and a half. And all of a sudden, boom.
All right.
You know?
Well, that's a way of using time to kind of calculate how you're getting your ice bath exposure time in. I think a lot of people, that's a thing they're leaving out in their ice bath videos, is all they're talking about is the health benefits and stuff. But a lot of people, they just have a hard time doing it because it's hard. So if you figure out a way to kind of gamify it, which I think is a good thing to do, you can go a little bit further. So that was a time budget you had to meet for a month. I have another one for you here. I have a heart rate monitor on my watch. If you've ever looked at your heart rate when you get in an ice bath, it's right now my heart rate is, well,
87.
87.
You're amped up.
87 beats per minute because I'm excited about filming YouTube, you guys. I got a really low resting heart pulse, so that's oh, get the timer. I just want to know how long it takes to get my heart rate down below 50, if I can do it. So another thing you can do if you don't want to keep track of time when you're in the ice bath is wait for your heart rate to get down to a certain point. So it gives you a different metric to kind of chase. It's a little challenge for yourself. Well, it's increasing because I'm talking now.
Yeah.
Well, Dan just watched. How long was I in that bad boy?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Oh, well that's...
How low has your heart rate gotten, Jim?
It's gotten down to probably around low 40s.
Okay.
I could usually get it down to the low 40s too after a minute or so, but I guess endless cups of caffeine and filming for YouTube in the middle of the day, it kind of jacks you up a little bit.
Yes.
So.
Same thing with me is anxiety before I get into it, because I'm still kind of have a little anxiety to get in it, and mine's usually in the upper 70s, but it goes for about a minute and it drops like 77 to 62, boom, and all of a sudden it starts creeping down a little bit lower.
So I usually like to wear the chest
Yeah.
monitor when I do cardio,
Shoulder.
because these things are ridiculous. But are you getting in?
Yes. All right, here's what I do, guys. Because, first of all, I can't do what John does. He gets all in there. I do not get my arms underwater, and I put some booties on my feet because it's for safety, for my age. I want to make sure I have dexterity or balance. I don't want anything numb when I'm trying to get out of this thing. And also, when I get out, I've also built this thing for Mufu Dad.
A little step.
I like how you put grass on the step.
It really helps.
I mean, the grass serves a purpose though.
Yeah, it really helps.
No
because-
slip, right?
Yeah, I got these that holds it in place, these guys. And so when I step out, it will not fall away from it because of look, they can't. You empty the thing out. I'm very anal about doing how I do this. And actually,
Hey, it's no different from a power lifter. It has to have his knees wrapped
right.
just right.
I had to use the thing ASMR because it's almost like I'm flowing through this. I'm not in a rush, and this is almost part of the therapy.
ASMR.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Ice bath ASMR. You got it. Brian, you put some ice cube sound effects on this. Another way to get through and last longer in an ice bath is to listen to your favorite ASMR while you're in the ice bath.
No, but seriously.
And it's probably a pretty good idea. This is the information they needed that they didn't know they needed.
No,
How to distract yourself from the cold while you're in the ice bath. Listen to music, look at your heart rate, ASMR.
I gotta have the booties because my feet do get cold.
Those are socks.
Yeah, they're waterproof socks, but they're not waterproof.
Your feet are covered?
Okay, the other thing that I do, that John doesn't do, I always get in the water first.
Well, a lot of people don't have pools.
I know, but it's I don't know what it is. It's just the way I do this. I get in here.
You're acclimating yourself?
I don't know what it is. I'd rather do, it's easier for me to transition to this, to that, than what you just did. I don't know why. Like I said, guys, the way this works is, the first 40 seconds is the toughest for me. I have to focus.
Okay. So he set the clock for 15 minutes and 30 seconds and takes him 30 seconds to get in. Now it's 15 minutes. So it's, you know, that's actually how I do my timers for my workout. Always at a buffer time. Little trade secret.
You get in and you focus on something. You focus on anything and just stare at it. And you take long,
big sips of coffee.
Yeah. No, seriously, you take. And you need to only do that at the beginning. Once you get it under control, like right now, it's no big deal. I can sit here and it's no big deal anymore. It takes me about 35 to 40 seconds to get into it. And the other thing I found is if you do it every day, which I do in the summertime, it's very easy to do. If you go 3 or 4 days, it's a little bit tougher after you go lapse 3 or 4 days. So I've also found out in the summertime, because I'm so hot, I have to have a fan on me, John, because my head is just still putting off heat. Right now it's fine because it's, you know, it's
Would you not dip into the water?
John does. I do not. John puts his arms in there. In fact, folks, if you didn't know this, I challenged Sam yesterday to get in here, and she lasted two minutes like a champ. I couldn't believe it. And she put her arms in the water. I don't want to do that. I want the mobility of getting out and for my feet. So
She also had an audience.
yes,
An audience will help you stay in the ice bath longer.
Yeah.
As you just found out with me staying in there 5 minutes trying to prove to you guys I didn't want to be a wuss. So,
Right.
you know, having people view you and put your stuff online kind of holds you accountable to perform.
Right. So John, when you got in here earlier, was you doing what I was normally do, where you taking long, slow, deep breaths?
Well, yes, that's, there's a lot of information in other videos, guys, about ice baths and breathing and the proper way of preparing for an ice bath. It's Wim Hof method, popularized by a man named Wim Hof.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I love the dude. I think he's a fantastic person. What do you call this with the
Setup?
towels?
It's a towel. It's just more comfortable for my arms.
He's just making it as comfortable as possible.
I make
to be
it comfortable.
uncomfortable.
And, you know, I swear I almost fall asleep in this thing. You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I've done it for 30 minutes, and I don't know what my limitation is. It's just no big deal to me. In the summertime when I get in here, I notice, John, after I get out, the water's 10 degrees warmer.
Yeah.
My body heats it up so much. And the effects that it has on me, it's just, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just that in the summertime I run, what happens when I get back, my core is so hot. And it takes, if I go in a house and just take a shower, it takes hours to cool down. This thing will do it in 15 minutes. It's almost like I never ran 5 miles previously.
How do you feel it's helping you with your endurance athletics?
I found this on the web.
You did. She's doing fine something on the web. But anyway, endurance. Now, that's the big part of this. This brings recovery. The word recovery in ice bath to me is like the same word almost. It's just like I recover. When I go in a house after doing a 5 mile run and heat and humidity in the summertime, afterwards I go in, it's almost like I never ran 5 miles. I didn't have this hot tub until recently. So I'd get in this ice bath and then I would be so hungry for like an hour or less. I would just have the hangries. I'd just eat. And I didn't know what it would do is your body's automatically jacking up your metabolism. You know, hey, you know, you freeze me here, so we need to turn up the furnace. And so what happens, your metabolism is jacked up, and all of a sudden now you're very hungry.
Hey, Dad, how much time you got left?
7 minutes and 53 seconds.
He's halfway there. Another thing you can do if you do have hot cold set up like this, you can do like an allowance type thing where it's like, let's say you want to stay in the ice bath for 5 minutes and you get 10 minutes in the hot tub, you know? So you can sit in the ice bath for 2 minutes and then get in the hot tub for 5 minutes, and then, you know, another few minutes until you reach like, hey, your time allowance for the hot tub. Hey, I've stayed in here 10 minutes, I can't get in it anymore. You're done. So you have to finish your time in the ice bath. So it's kind of like eating your broccoli before you eat dessert. You can do all your time in the ice bath and enjoy the rest of the time in the hot tub. So it's like you get a ratio you got to meet, and you're just you can hop back and forth between the two. That's another game you can play. As far as recovery goes for ice baths, obviously we're believers in it. I mean, it really helps us out. I think it helps us recover. Recovery being an amalgam of things. We're not just talking about muscular recovery. It really helps a lot of the systems move in a different direction, kind of shift things, kind of relaxes you afterwards, gets the digestion and appetite going in a good way.
Do you feel it helps prep you for sleep?
It does, yes. So that's what a lot of strongmen do, for example, is they'll do ice, hot, cold in the evening.
What's funny is I have this exact tub at home, so this is like exactly what I do at home, and normally I jump into a hot tub right afterwards. So
it'll make them hungry so they can eat more, because their job is to eat a lot of food, and then that actually helps them fall asleep too. So for what you did, for example, when you're running in the summertime and your core heats up a lot, you're just really hot, you're just jumping in the ice bath for a couple minutes in the middle of the day can help jumpstart like all the recovery processes sooner rather than later.
Gotten in it at 8 o'clock at night. I think I did an Instagram video, 8 o'clock at night. It was in there for 30 minutes, I guess. I couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't go to sleep till after midnight.
Because you got in this?
Yeah, because I did the video at 8 p.m.
But you didn't go into hot afterwards, right?
No, I didn't have the hot then. We have only had this recently.
So in order to facilitate sleep, you would say do hot and cold?
Yeah, hot and cold. Or, don't drink caffeinated coffee after 6 p.m. or 4 p.m., something like that, What I normally do now, I get in here for 15 minutes. That's what I do. And then I get in the hot tub, probably for 15 minutes, and I'm done.
Hey, at the end of the day, what matters most is that you just do it in some sort of capacity, whatever's most convenient fun for you, or whatever gets you through it. This man's got his own method. You can create your own method.
Yeah, in my highlights, I go over basically the construction of it. It's not a step-by-step. It's not blueprints. It's just to generalize what I did to do this. And actually, the challenge part of it, well, like I said, was building it. It was fun. I really enjoyed, me. I enjoy building this. The only advice I can give to people, if you think about doing this, just to test it out, just go buy 80 pounds of ice, put it in your tub, and and get in there and that would give a good sample of what it takes to do something like this.
The thing I tell myself when I take an ice bath is like, yes, it's very uncomfortable, it's very hard, but it's not going to kill you.
No,
there's like really, really no reason you can not force yourself to do this in some way.
Right.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. What does that say?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. I'm very methodical.
So you always do your left leg first, and then your right leg second? Always this side of the ice
right here. Left hand here. Or right hand here.
I don't know, we all sleep on the same side of the bed every night for the most part. So, you get in the hot tub?
Yeah. Yeah, I get in the hot tub.
Alright, let's get in the hot tub and enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below what you think of the ice bath trend, if you tried it yourself, or if you,